On the afternoon of July 2nd, 1863, Major James Cromwell, third in command of the 124th New York Infantry Volunteers, saw Confederate soldiers coming from behind me across the Valley of the Death, threatening to take the triangular field, this wall where I'm standing. Cromwell believed that his regiment needed to charge in order to stop the Confederates from the inevitable, seizing the Union position. He went to his commanding officer, Colonel Augustus Van Horn Ellis, and he asked permission to charge. Ellis denied him the ability to charge, telling him instead to be patient and sending him back to his place in the line. Cromwell returned, but he could not shake the belief that his unit needed to charge, and so he went back to Colonel Ellis and he asked permission to charge for a second time. For a second time, he was told by his commanding officer to be patient, and he went back to his spot along the line. He still could not shake this belief that the 124th New York must charge in order to preserve their position. And so he went back to Colonel Ellis for a third time. This time the colonel responded by saying, "The men must see us today." For Colonel Augustus Van Horn Ellis, Lieutenant Colonel Francis Cummins, and Major James Cromwell, the men must see us today meant that they would mount up on horseback, that they would place themselves in the front of the line and lead it past me and into the triangular field. At the front of the line, leading their men forward, they sent the 124th New York into battle. They were briefly able to check the Confederate advance before overwhelming Confederate reinforcements would defeat the 124th New York. In that ensuing battle, Colonel Ellis and Major Cromwell would both be killed at the head of the column. Lieutenant Colonel Francis Cummins would be wounded. After the battle, a captain, Charles Wagant, would be the acting regimental commander. He would request permission to use the horse of the wounded Lieutenant Colonel Francis Cummins. Cummins agreed to let the captain use his horse only on the condition that he not also ride horseback at the front of the men in the next battle. Where have you seen examples of personal leadership like those of Ellis, Cummins, and Cromwell placing themselves on horseback in front of the men? Did these commanders risk too much by being on horseback in the front of the line?